The sound of Duan Tianfeng's voice slowly spread beyond the arena, lingering for a long time. Please welcome the 2 participants of Group 1 to the stage. The battle between the top 25 and the top 12 would be incredibly exciting. I'll go first, Xun'er said with a slight smile at Xiao Yan, then let out a long breath before heading toward the mountain of contests. With a thud, her figure passed through the energy barrier and entered the mountain of contests, ready for battle. Didn't expect my opponent to be her. The next moment, in the crowd, Mu Ji's voice shifted slightly, and he stepped forward, vanishing into the mountain of contests as well. Damn it, Xun'er is no match for this guy. He's too strong. Watching Mu Gu enter, Xiao Yan's heart tightened. He held a deep affection for Xun'er and couldn't bear to see her suffer so easily. Xun'er, if you can't win, just admit defeat. This guy is really strong. Xiao Yan's brilliant soul power surged, silently transmitting his message through the energy barrier, reaching Xun'er. Oh, soul transmission? To be able to penetrate this level of barrier energy, this guy's soul power must be quite formidable. As Mu Gu entered the mountain of contests, he immediately noticed Xiao Yan's actions and spoke. Humph. Who says women are weaker than men? Enough with the nonsense. Take this. Without hesitation, Xun'er unleashed a powerful attack, her azure do qi surging as she struck at Mu Gu. If you're seeking death, don't blame me. Mu Gu, surprised by Xun'er's bravery, had expected her to be afraid, given the vast gap in their strength, but she boldly attacked first. Whoosh! Xun'er, aware that her opponent was Mu Gu, the strongest in the Thunder Realm, did not hold back. Her attack was fierce. Outside the arena, everyone saw that Xun'er's slender figure was surrounded by swirling azure do qi, which quickly transformed into a small hurricane several dozen meters in size. The storm contained a suffocating pressure, even causing the sky above the mountain of contests to crack slightly. Impressive attack. Mu Gu still showed no signs of moving, his lips curling slightly. Is he too arrogant? Some powerful figures outside the arena couldn't help but comment. Though Xun'er's strength was lacking, such a powerful attack could potentially injure even a late-stage 2-star Docian. Mu Gu is getting stronger, Feng Yu from Maple Blossom Valley remarked. Even he felt immense pressure facing Mu Gu, let alone Xun'er, who was only at the late stage of 2-star Docian. Has Mu Gu become overconfident? Lu Qing asked. Doesn't seem like it. I fought him before, and he completely dominated me. Not only is this guy highly talented, but he has also taken on numerous mercenary guild missions, experiencing countless battles. He's a true powerhouse, Chi Fei said, her big watery eyes flashing with seriousness. Even she knew her chances of defeating Mu Gu were slim. She's testing his strength, Xiao Yan realized, understanding Xun'er's intentions after she shattered his soul transmission. Boom! The small hurricane, like a beam of death, shot toward Mu Gu at lightning speed. Tap, tap, tap. The seemingly destructive strike reached Mu Gu, but with a gentle flick of his finger, the hurricane froze like an ice block and then shattered with a loud crash, leaving the crowd in confusion. Ice attribute? Realizing her attack had been instantly nullified, Xun'er now understood Mu Ji's element. Ice attribute. It was similar to water, but entirely different in nature. The relationship between Xiao Yan's fire attribute and the ice attribute was one of mutual reinforcement and opposition. Ice and water could extinguish fire, but if the power of the flame was more dominant than the ice or water, it could just as easily overpower and destroy them in turn. Trying to run? I won't give you the chance. I told you, if you don't surrender, this place might very well become your grave. Freeze. The moment Mu Gu entered the battle, his entire focus shifted to his opponent. To him, victory could only be achieved if the opponent surrendered or was annihilated. He paid no attention to anything else. Boom, boom, boom. As Mu Ji's words fell, a piercing cold descended over the mountain of contests. Under the immense power of the ice attribute, even the surrounding space seemed temporarily locked in place. Wall of wind. Feeling the overwhelming pressure, Xun'er immediately summoned her do qi, forming a massive blue-green shield over 100 meters tall in front of her to resist the biting cold. Hiss, hiss. At this moment, Mu Ji's entire body emitted a milky white energy laced with intense cold. Prolonged exposure would surely harm one's very essence. Ice spike. With the sky now filled with his icy aura, Mu Gu gave a cold snort, and a massive sword made entirely of frost appeared. Although it bore no other discernible aura, its presence alone made even Xiao Yan feel a twinge of fear. Yuren ran. Enough? A furious roar erupted from Xiao Yan's mouth. I admit defeat. Hearing Xiao Yan's words, Yuren ran, who had been preparing to unleash even more potent techniques, hesitated for a moment before shaking her head slightly. Yuren ran versus Mu Gu. Mu Gu wins, Duan Tianfeng announced from within the mountain of contests. With that, Mu Ji's overpowering attacks dissipated into the air. Are you all right? As soon as she left the mountain of contests, Yu Runran's legs gave out, and she collapsed, exhausted and pale. Sorry, I couldn't force out more of his abilities, she said, her tired face reflecting both regret and vulnerability. Don't worry, I'll defeat him myself, Xiao Yan reassured her with a confident smile. That bastard! Duan Qifei, standing nearby, couldn't help but curse at Mu Gu. Lu Qing, Taekwon ran back to rest. I want to stay and watch a bit longer, Xiao Yan said, his gaze darkening as a dangerous aura began to emanate from him. Clearly, Mu Gu had provoked his killing intent. Understood. Lu Qing nodded slightly and helped Yu Runran leave to recover. Brother Mu, your performance in this battle was truly overwhelming. Mu Gu had barely returned to the arena when a figure approached him, speaking obsequiously. This figure, whose strength was at the late 2-star Do Xian stage, was none other than Huang Hu. He spent his days flattering individuals like Mu Gu, disciples of powerful families, hoping to gain their favor and bolster his own status. Your opponent doesn't seem weak either, Mu Gu replied nonchalantly, his tone giving little away. With his experience, he could easily discern Huang Hu's true intentions and was unlikely to be deceived. Huang Hu nodded lightly at the response, then slipped into the mountain of contests to begin his own battle. Qifei, I showed you mercy just now, didn't I? Otherwise, any other opponent would have been a frozen corpse as soon as my icy aura appeared. Mu Gu muttered to himself as his gaze fell on Duan Qifei. That guy, Duan Qifei, was too focused on the ongoing battles in the mountain of contests to notice Mu Ji's attention. However, the man beside her was brimming with killing intent. His strength is only at the early 2-star Do Xian stage. Hopefully, I'll face him in the next match. He might prove to be a decent opponent, Mu Gu mused, noticing the violent aura emanating from Xiao Yan, a trait only those who had survived life and death struggles possessed. Second match, Huang Hu wins, Duan Tianfeng announced. The mountain of contests, illuminated day and night, witnessed battles that spanned over a month. During this time, 25 thrilling matches unfolded. Of the 8 major factions from Thunder City, 7, excluding the alchemists, successfully advanced their disciples into the top 12. These 7 factions now stood as Xiao Yan's most formidable opponents. After a month of fierce competition, the first stage's top 12 has emerged, Duan Tianfeng declared. After 3 days of rest, the competition will begin, and the top 9 will be selected for direct advancement. Then, we will compete for the top 6, and from there, the top 3 will be chosen, Duan Tianfeng continued. Third Master, if the top 9 can directly advance and participate in the 4-continent competition, why do we still need to compete for the top 6 and top 3? Feng Yu asked, slightly puzzled. While that's true, the top 9 can qualify for the 4-continent competition, but only the top 3 will receive rewards, Duan Tianfeng replied with a slight smile. The top 3 will receive rewards? The group of about 10 people exchanged surprised glances upon hearing this. The final rewards for the first phase have already been decided. The first place will receive a Thunder God Scroll. The second place will receive a complete set of weapons and protective gear. The third place will receive a 3rd-rank immortal artifact crafted by the Valley Master himself. The 4th to 9th places will receive direct advancement. If you don't want to compete for the top 3, You may withdraw after the top 10 spots are decided in the next round. Duan Tianfeng's voice slowly rang out. A Thunder God Scroll? I didn't expect such a thing to exist in the small forged blade Thunder Valley. Looks like the strength of the Valley Master is not to be underestimated. The Devourer of Souls in Xiao Yan's body couldn't help but exclaim. A Thunder God Scroll? What's that? Xiao Yan quickly asked. This item is quite complex, but to put it simply, you can think of it as a one-time use scroll. The Thunder God Scroll contains incredibly powerful energy, enough to withstand any strike from a person below the 5-star Docian level. The Devourer of Souls replied calmly. What? A strike from anyone below 5-star Docian? The Devourer of Souls' words immediately shocked Xiao Yan's heart with an immense impact. If I use the 3 Sacred Flames fusion and combine it with this scroll, will it be able to resist? Xiao Yan slowly asked, as it was the first time he had heard of the Thunder God Scroll and couldn't help but inquire. I doubt it. The Thunder God Scroll contains a very powerful restraining force. This mysterious force can neutralize and weaken energy from all attributes, allowing it to easily resist attacks. However, your 3 Sacred Flames fusion is not an ordinary technique. No matter how strong the Thunder God Scroll is, it won't be able to fully resist. So, I estimate that if you use the 3 Sacred Flames fusion and the Thunder God Scroll for defense, it will weaken a large portion of the power, allowing most of your 3 Sacred Flames fusion to still obliterate the opponent. However, even with the Thunder God Scroll's defense, you will still suffer heavy injuries. The Thunder God Scroll is powerful. While it can block most of the 3 Sacred Flames power, even a small amount of Sacred Flame strength is enough to severely injure the opponent, the Devourer of Souls analyzed. It seems like I must get that first place, Xiao Yan nodded slowly. He knew that in the Eastern continent, the top talents had already reached the peak of 2-star Docian, just 1 step away from 3-star Docian. Moreover, in the 4 continents competition, where geniuses gathered, he was likely to face true 3-star Docian experts. Therefore, obtaining the Thunder God Scroll was essential. Such a powerful trump card was indispensable for him. Only by emerging victorious in the 4-continent competition could he help his master search for the item that would restore his original power. The Thunder God Scroll? Father really is willing to part with it. Duan Qifei, upon hearing Duan Tianfeng's words, couldn't help but become angry. The Thunder God Scroll was the Valley Master of Forged Blade Thunder Valley's proud creation. It was said that the Valley Master had nearly perfected his mastery of the thunder element, and, with some special opportunities, had developed the ability to create such scrolls. The creation of the Thunder God Scroll was quite mysterious and time-consuming. Even with Forged Blade Thunder Valley's thousands of years of heritage, only 5 scrolls had been created to date. For Forged Blade Thunder Valley to offer such a rare item as a reward for the champion was enough to attract anyone's attention. The Thunder God Scroll. Forged Blade Thunder Valley really has quite the audacity. Though it's a one-time use item, its value likely surpasses any advanced Do skills or techniques. Duan Tianfeng's words immediately caused a stir among the crowd. The competition for the top 25 places will end today. In 3 days, we will compete for the top 9 and the top 6 spots, Duan Tianfeng announced, and the crowd dispersed. With Duan Tianfeng offering such an enticing reward, the competition among the 13 participants would undoubtedly become even fiercer. Yue, is your sister all right? After the match ended, Xiao Yan returned to his room to rest and recover. On the last day, feeling a bit guilty, he brought some high-quality healing pills and gently knocked on the door of the 2 sisters' residence. Creak. The door slowly opened, and a delicate fragrance wafted out from inside. I'm fine now. Seeing Xiao Yan, Yu Renran felt a gentle warmth in her heart and then spoke. Here are some healing pills. Xiao Yan took out the pills and gently placed them on the table. Today is the battle for the top 9. Yu Renran, with a slight twinge of emotion in her heart, said, Don't worry. Just focus on your recovery. As for Mu Gu, I'll take him down myself, Xiao Yan assured her. Image him. Yu Renran nodded slightly. Given her current condition, she wasn't fit to go to the arena. She needed to concentrate on her recovery. Yet, for some reason, she believed Xiao Yan would surely win. I'll head out now. Xiao Yan gently closed the door and made his way toward the mountain of contests, while Yu Wei and Yu Renran stayed behind to rest and heal. Xiao Yan had barely walked a few steps before he ran into Duan Qifei and Lu Qing, who were also heading toward the arena. "You're going too?" Xiao Yan asked softly. "There are many powerful contenders in this round of the qualifying matches. We're going to observe and gather some information for the next stages," Lu Qing explained. "Mu Gu, look, it's that kid again." Not long after, Xiao Yan and his two companions heard the voices of Mu Gu and Huang Hu behind them. "Let's go say hello." With a sinister grin, Mu Gu strolled toward the trio, though his heart was full of hatred for Xiao Yan. Fair, what a coincidence. Despite his ferocious look, Mu Gu forced a smile when he saw Duan Qifei. Mu Ji's sudden appearance brought a hush to the noisy street. His reputation as Thunder City's #1 expert commanded respect. "Hey, isn't that Xiao Yan? That Xiao Yan is so reckless, daring to get so close to Miss Duan Qifei. Looks like Mu Gu won't let him off easily." Some onlookers chuckled maliciously as they watched. Mu Ji's powerful voice carried such force that Xiao Yan and his companions involuntarily took a step back. As Duan Qifei was momentarily pushed back by the voice, she sensed the overwhelming energy within Mu Gu. Her jade-like hand briefly gathered a strong silver light before she let it dissipate, looking over at Xiao Yan. "Brother Xiao Yan, I believe you can win. Fair has faith in you." In front of everyone, Duan Qifei grabbed Xiao Yan's sleeve, speaking in a confident and slightly coquettish tone. "This girl." Xiao Yan felt a bit helpless, realizing that Duan Qifei was openly challenging Mu Gu. "Heh, Xiao Yan." Mu Gu forced a smile, but inwardly, he was seething. Duan Qifei was supposed to be his future fiancée, and seeing her so close to another man infuriated him. Xiao Yan shot a brief glance at the furious Mu Gu, then with a flash, the massive ancient ruler of heavenly flames appeared behind him. He gripped it firmly with his right hand and swung it forcefully. A strong gust of wind roared, filling the air with a piercing sound. "Some things can't be forced, or you'll only bring disaster upon yourself. Sharp-tongued brat. Just hope you don't face me in the top 9 matches, or I'll make you regret it." Mu Ji's eye twitched with anger as he spat his threat. "Let's go." Unbothered, Xiao Yan led Lu Qing and Duan Qifei toward the arena, ignoring Mu Ji's taunts. In no time, they arrived at the qualification grounds. Huang Hu, seeing Xiao Yan and Duan Qifei chatting and laughing as they approached, coupled with Mu Ji's growing fury, fixed his gaze on Xiao Yan's hand, which tightly gripped the heavy ruler. Just as Xiao Yan's footsteps halted, a faint mutter escaped Huang Hu's lips. Instantly, threads of yellow dou qi seeped from the ground like thick streams, launching an attack at Xiao Yan. "Humph!" Xiao Yan, his vast spiritual power detecting the ambush, snorted coldly. An overwhelming surge of spiritual force erupted from him, shattering Huang Hu's attack and countering in an instant. Not good. Huang Hu's expression turned grim as Xiao Yan's dazzling spiritual power surged towards him, forcing him to stumble back several steps. "No need for such tricks. I'll take care of him myself and show him what real strength is." "It was my impatience," Huang Hu said with a slight apology. Clearly, his earlier actions were just to give Mu Gu a chance to vent his frustration, but he hadn't expected to be outplayed by Xiao Yan. Today is the day when the top 13 will be narrowed down to the top 6. Since someone failed to advance last time, this time, one participant will have to undergo a second round of competition to make it into the top 6. The contestant who enters the second round will be eliminated if they fail in the first round, but if they succeed, they will advance to the top 9. If they succeed in the second round, they will advance to the top 6, Duan Tianfeng said, appearing at an opportune moment and explaining the rules. The strength of these 10 or so people is considerable. Even the weakest are at the late 2-star Do Xian level. Xiao Yan glanced at the 13 contestants present, his brows furrowing slightly. Clearly, these individuals exerted immense pressure on him, but Xiao Yan felt no fear. On the contrary, he was slightly excited. Among these 13, 7 were from Thunder City, along with a few mysterious and powerful individuals. It seemed that advancing to the top 6 wouldn't be that simple. A second round, huh? Xiao Yan nodded slightly, then hesitated no further. Let's begin the drawing. Duan Tianfeng's voice rang out, and immediately, everyone headed toward the wooden box. With a quick motion, they drew their competition slots. Xiao Yan, who are you up against? Duan Qifei asked curiously, gazing at Xiao Yan as he returned to his original spot. Here, Xiao Yan smiled helplessly, and the piece of paper slowly appeared in front of the two women. Blue number 1, first round against Huo Bai. Second round against Feng Yu. The bold letters appeared before the two women's eyes. Such bad luck. Lu Qing's eyes filled with concern as she saw the names. Don't worry, these two aren't enough to trouble me, Xiao Yan said confidently, his spirits rising. After all, facing powerful opponents was the only way for him to grow stronger. First round, Xiao Yan versus Huo Bai. Please enter the arena, Duan Tianfeng announced, and a gap appeared in the energy protection shield surrounding the mountain of contests, awaiting their entry. Xiao Yan, good luck? Lu Qing called out, cheering him on. Huo Bai, don't hold back. Beat this guy to a pulp. Mu Guo and Huang Hu approached Huo Bai, speaking with a tone of camaraderie. Clearly, the three of them were in the same faction. All right. Huo Bai nodded lightly, then leaped into the arena. Huo Bai, a late 2-star Do Xian with overwhelming fire attribute powers, was a formidable opponent. Combined with his battle skills, even most late 2-star Do Xian opponents would struggle against him. Since he was from the same faction as Mu Gu, they naturally shared the same goal. Flames that flickered like ethereal wisps spread from his body. As soon as he entered the mountain of contests, a wave of scorching heat swept through. Xiao Yan raised his head to see Huo Bai, with his black hair and green robe, his hands faintly glowing with red flames that emanated an intimidating heat. Huo Bai. As soon as Huo Bai entered the arena, his gaze fell coldly on Xiao Yan, and a terrifying aura slowly radiated from his body. Fire attribute, huh? Xiao Yan glanced at him for a moment, his eyes narrowing slightly. Seeing Xiao Yan's calm demeanor, Huo Bai could feel the terrifying fluctuations beneath the surface. He squeezed his hand, and suddenly, a blood-red glow burst forth from his body, transforming into a brilliant beam of light that shot straight at Xiao Yan. As a late 2-star Do Xian with fire attributes, Huo Bai's charged attack caused the surrounding area to tremble with the sheer force of its power. Xiao Yan showed no hesitation in the face of the attack. His hand flashed, and the ancient ruler of heavenly flames appeared, its fiery glow flickering ominously. Humph! Huo Bai snorted coldly, tapping the ground beneath him. A fierce surge of fire-type Do Qi exploded from his body, forming a savage handprint in his palm. Using the explosive power of the ground beneath him, he propelled himself forward, launching the attack at Xiao Yan. What is this guy doing? Watching Xiao Yan remain motionless, his hand only faintly radiating some fire-type Do Qi, strange thoughts flashed through Huo Bai's mind. Yet, without hesitation, he shot forward. Ding ding ding. The sharp sound echoed through the mountain of contests. As the fire waves expanded, Xiao Yan's massive weapon blocked in front of his chest, successfully fending off Huo Bai's seemingly overwhelming attack. Strange, this guy is only at the early 2-star Do Xian stage. How could he? Feeling the power emanating from the ancient ruler of heavenly flames in Xiao Yan's palm, Huo Bai's face betrayed a hint of surprise, and his heart surged with shock. The gap between the late and early stages of 2-star Do Xian was far from trivial. Although he hadn't yet unleashed his full strength, it was clear that Xiao Yan's power was not to be underestimated. Xiao Yan, however, paid no attention to the turmoil in Huo Bai's heart. The ancient ruler of heavenly flames in his hand struck down once more with a fierce whooshing sound, slicing toward Huo Bai. This ruler, normally as heavy as a mountain, now moved with remarkable agility in Xiao Yan's hands. Under his relentless barrage, Huo Bai's movements began to appear clumsy. Yet, no matter how precarious his position seemed, Huo Bai was still a genuine late 2-star Do Xian. After a few moments, he stabilized himself, and a vast torrent of Do Qi surged forth, faintly repelling Xiao Yan's attacks and even beginning to push back against him. It seems that a late 2-star Do Xian does indeed surpass me in terms of Do Qi reserves, Xiao Yan thought as he continued to swing the ancient ruler of heavenly flames, observing the sharp, snake-like nature of Huo Bai's Do Qi as it lashed out at him. Within the mountain of contests, Xiao Yan's fiery attacks and Huo Bai's radiant Do Qi clashed repeatedly, painting the skies in shades of red and gold. Each collision sent powerful ripples of energy radiating through the air. This Huo Bai is useless. How can he struggle so much against an early 2-star Do Xian like Xiao Yan? Huang Hu muttered under his breath, cursing from the sidelines. This Xiao Yan doesn't seem so simple, Mu Gu remarked thoughtfully. Unlike Huang Hu, Mu Gu wasn't one to underestimate his opponents. The fact that Xiao Yan could hold his own against Huo Bai, despite the disparity in their levels, demonstrated his formidable strength. This Xiao Yan, he's stronger than I thought, Duan Qifei murmured, her wide, glistening eyes fixated on the battle. Though she had known Xiao Yan was exceptional, witnessing it firsthand still left her amazed. Boom, boom, boom. The collisions between Xiao Yan's ruler and Huo Bai's fiery energy palms echoed through the arena. The two locked eyes fiercely before Huo Bai was forced to retreat 5 steps to stabilize himself. Xiao Yan, however, was pushed back 10 steps, clearly showing that as the fight dragged on, the gap in Do Qi reserves and strength was beginning to show. Humph. Your brute strength is impressive, but let's see how long you can keep this up. Huo Bai sneered as he steadied himself. Xiao Yan didn't respond. Instead, he raised the ancient ruler of heavenly flames and slammed it heavily into the ground. His speed then surged as he darted downward. As he moved, a yellow scroll began to unfurl in his palm. Trying to run? You might as well surrender now. Huo Bai laughed, his dazzling Do Qi bursting forth as he pursued Xiao Yan, confident that his opponent was nearing exhaustion. Hellfire Array Map. Xiao Yan called out suddenly. Arriving at a jagged, rocky region, he turned to face Huo Bai, who had just entered the area. Standing atop an uneven boulder, Xiao Yan crushed the parchment scroll in his hand. As the scroll disintegrated, a heavy, oppressive energy enveloped the entire area. Not good, Huo Bai exclaimed, a flicker of panic crossing his face. It's too late to escape now. Xiao Yan sneered. Immediately, fiery red flames erupted, sealing off the region and draping the area in a stifling aura. An array's power? The onlookers murmured in astonishment as they watched Xiao Yan crush the parchment scroll, releasing waves of mysterious energy. Huo Bai, realizing the danger, acted swiftly. A surge of fiery energy erupted from his body as he tried to flee the fiery trap. But no matter how fast he moved, it was no match for the intricate speed of Xiao Yan's core inscriptions. Controlled by the core inscription, the entire rocky area was suddenly filled with an extremely terrifying fiery energy. Even the color of the entire region turned a deep fiery red. The Hell Prison Formation. This was the very formation Xiao Yan had created himself after condensing his battle core, using his fire elemental Do Qi. Although it wasn't fully perfected yet, it was more than enough to deal with a late 2-star Do Xian powerhouse. This guy has been hiding his strength. No wonder I felt an ominous pressure the moment I saw him. So he has such a trump card. However, you had to resort to such a method to deal with Emir Huo Bai. I wonder what you plan to use against Feng Yu next? Mu Gu couldn't help but laugh from the sidelines. Feng, this Xiao Yan's strength shouldn't be underestimated, said Zhu Li of the Sixth Sacred Sect, slowly floating beside Feng Yu. As she watched Xiao Yan use the formation, she couldn't help but speak up. These chosen ones from the upper ranks understand the power of formations better than anyone. Don't worry. Since he's already revealed his trump card, I'm confident of victory, Feng Yu replied, a relieved smile on his face. Feng Yu had absolute confidence in his own strength. If he were to face Xiao Yan, his chances of winning were still quite high. Not to mention, Xiao Yan had already exposed many of his cards, so Feng Yu naturally had a plan in mind. TSK, this guy really is terrifying. Formation scrolls, these things are even more precious than high-tier pills. Who would have thought that this little guy would actually have one? Sacred Flame, a formation scroll? Truly an enviable individual, said Duan Tianfeng, a trace of jealousy rising in his heart as he watched Xiao Yan in the arena. After all, possessing either one of these was enough to stand above the rest, not to mention having both. However, now that he's exposed so many of his cards, dealing with Feng Yu will be much harder. It seems Xiao Yan is still too young. Duan Tianfeng shook his head in the next moment. Having unleashed the Hell Prison formation, Xiao Yan's control over fire elemental energy had reached an entirely new height. The gap in strength between him and Huo Bai had been fully bridged. Xiao Yan, you're such a fool. I never expected that by forcing all your power out, I'd be helping Mu Gu complete his task. However, I still want to defeat you completely, because I want you to know, Mu Gu is the strongest in Thunder City. He's not someone like you can deal with. Within the Hell Prison formation, a heavy aura pressed down on Huo Bai, making it hard for him to breathe. Don't worry. Once I defeat you, it won't be long before Mu Gu joins you in defeat, Xiao Yan said with a faint smile. This Hell Prison formation was indeed powerful. If Xiao Yan hadn't been trying to hide the full extent of his wood and fire elemental power, he probably wouldn't have resorted to using a formation. However, Xiao Yan had successfully deceived everyone in two ways. The formation wasn't actually created using a formation scroll. Others believed that a battle array master could only use a formation if they had a formation scroll, but with Xiao Yan's core inscription having already reached half its full potential, he could easily activate the formation just by using his Mud Pill Palace to control the core inscription. Moreover, the 24,000 core inscriptions were not Xiao Yan's limit. Against Huo Bai, 24,000 inscriptions were enough. If Xiao Yan truly pushed himself, he could probably fight a genuine 3-star Do Xian with the formation. So even though Xiao Yan had exposed his formation method, he hadn't revealed the full power of the formation. You arrogant fool. Don't think a mere formation can trap me. Now, let me show you the true strength of a Thunder City powerhouse, Huo Bai said as his face grew more ferocious. Red fiery doqi erupted from his body like an ocean, continuously surging until it completely enveloped his entire form. At that moment, Huo Bai appeared like a blazing fireball, with fiery waves of energy spiraling around him like a red whirlpool. The sheer power of this attack was enough to make even a late 2-star Do Xian powerhouse hesitate. The fiery red whirlpool hovered in midair above the rocky area, its surrounding energy exuding an aura of overwhelming power, as if it could break through anything in its path. Without hesitation, Huo Bai controlled the whirlpool and shot it directly toward Xiao Yan. In an instant, the sharp whistling of wind rang out through the fiery red Hell Prison formation. Child's play, Xiao Yan said, his figure floating slightly. Break it. Xiao Yan did not do anything unnecessary. He simply raised his hand slightly, and at that moment, the fire attribute energy within the infernal array surged towards his palm. In an instant, it transformed into a fiery red dragon tens of feet long. The fiery red dragon appeared quite ordinary, lacking any excess power. It was only pure fire attribute Do Qi, but under Xiao Yan's control, it exuded an unstoppable, earth-shattering force. It tore through space and slammed heavily into the red water vortex. Clink, clink. The fiery red dragon summoned by Xiao Yan seemed to have no intelligence, acting only as a killing machine filled with pure power. Upon contact with the red water vortex, it exploded instantly. The dragon's form shattered in an instant, and the red water vortex, which had been so imposing, collapsed as well, turning into a wisp of smoke that quickly dissipated. It's over. Xiao Yan smiled faintly as he watched this scene. In the center of the explosion, the once invincible figure of Huo Bai plummeted toward the ground from midair. His body was covered in burn marks of all sizes, his power completely drained. Resembling a living corpse, his energy reduced to the lowest possible level. In the next moment, many powerful figures outside the arena saw this and fell silent, a deep stillness falling over the place.